efforts in the raw water intake in Big Sandy Ag and trying to work through a solution. And I want to applaud the judge for his efforts, and he worked on it for 4 or 5 months trying to resolve this problem. But unfortunately, I want to say that the problem wasn't resolved, and we find ourselves here today with a question of how do we move forward. This board is faced with a very, very difficult problem from the perspective that the raw water intake has damaged this county in the tune of almost $700,000 to date. That $700,000 in unbudgeted expenses has hit our books to the point where we're currently $427,000 in the red. And had it not been for the raw water intake cost, unbudgeted cost, we wouldn't find ourselves in that position. So the difficulty that this board faces is a fundamental question: do you hire counsel and do you pursue damages, or do you wait for, in this case, PSC to raise the rates on the end users, the ratepayers, as a result? And that's a very bad situation to be in. The truth of the matter is it's not the ratepayers or this board's fault that the raw water intake wasn't administered properly and finished in a timely manner. And as such, I'm going to ask the board to approve a motion for their chairman to sign an engagement agreement with Stites and Hardison to represent Martin County Water District in this matter.
I'll make that motion. Second, we approve that.
So I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will abstain.
Okay. Thank you. So I'll move forward with signature of that engagement letter. And please know that it's our hope and our prayer that we can work this out. But there's no other choice in this matter. The second motion to consider is Alliance of Water Resources, and this board has been negotiating on diesel fuel expenses. And as such, Alliance Water Resources has made an offer to this board in that regard. And so with that, is there any discussion around that, board members? No? So do I have a motion to accept Alliance Water Resources diesel fuel offer?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I did.
The next is consider a motion for truck financing. The last regular scheduled board meeting, the board approved to move forward with GM Financial on the lease purchase of 4 trucks and 1 service truck. That financing fell through, and Alliance has been working diligently to obtain financing, and we have preliminary approval for financing. And those efforts are actually going to result in a slightly less quarterly payment on a 60-month term than what was originally approved. And I'm asking for a motion for this board to approve that Magnolia 60-month agreement.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion, Todd?
The only thing is, if some reason that we didn't, would you want to approve the KCO as a backup option?
No, I want to come back before this board, and the reason why is because that's an additional $3,400 a quarter that we need to take a hard look at. So is that all right with the board? That we bring it back before the board in the event that 60 month doesn't pan out? Okay, all right. On the agenda, and I apologize, this is my mistake.
I gotta go.
All right,
Second. We've had,
all right, thank you.
Good.
On the agenda, I had a motion for the board to approve.
I thought it might be there real close, so.
On the agenda, I had a motion, consider a motion for the board to approve board attorney to evaluate Mr. and Mrs. Staton's request to address sanitation installation at the brick building, formerly Hotel. Because this is not a Martin County sanitation district meeting, special meeting, it's only a water district meeting, I cannot ask a motion in this meeting for that. But what I can say is that this board recognizes this concern, and we're gonna do everything we can to do the right thing. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Well, we need to announce, on items B and C that we chose not to take any action on those.
Okay, so items B and C, those items were the Kentucky Waters Program KI scoring evaluation. And one was for the board to approve that report. It's a fact-finding report, and to make it public. And of course, that report has not been released yet. It's still in draft, hasn't been released to this board, so obviously the board hasn't seen it yet. So once that report is released to the board and the board approves the report as written, then we're gonna release it to the public. We'll approve it and it'll get released. And then on C, a motion for the chairman to explore legal options for KI scoring impact to Martin County Water District. Once the board releases that report, I'm gonna ask the board to explore or allow their chairman to explore the legal options affiliated with the impact of the scoring that occurred. But thank you, Brian, for bringing that to my attention.
Do we need action to table those and bring them up at the next meeting?
Yes.
I move that we table items B and C, be brought back up at our next regularly scheduled water district meeting, and item F be brought back up at our next regularly scheduled sanitation district.
Very good, which is currently scheduled for May the 27th, right? Remember that.
Yes. I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you for that. So we, motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion, we adjourn.